So, Lemeir, thank you so much for cooking us up this meal today and spending time with us
For
to
sure.
eat while broke.
For sure.
So, what are we eating again?
So we eating my famous baked beans and hot dogs. This recipe was passed down from generation to generation. Came from my pop who passed away, and I used to always eat it with him. And my mom made it, and now I'm making it, and it just keep on going down to the family.
All right, cool. Walk us through this dish, and I'm just curious, when was the last time you ate this meal?
I actually had this meal last night.
Oh,
That's the funny part. You know what I'm saying? I had the meal last night because even it don't matter how probably like rich I get. Like I think I'm always gonna come back to my baked beans and hot dogs
Okay.
for
Okay.
sure. So I mean, to start off, you gotta boil the hot dog. So
Okay. Perfect.
I'm gonna go ahead and take these. I can tell the difference between beef and
Beef
turkey.
and turkey.
So I'm gonna go ahead and drop these beef ones in here.
Okay. Can you drop one turkey in there for me?
Oh yeah, I got you. Matter
Sorry.
of fact, no, we can drop both of them. Man.
Yeah. I was trying to be the healthy one. I was trying to sneak it into your dish.
I got you. I got you. I'll make sure they separated too. Boil the hot dogs first. Get them nice and ready, and then once you get finished boiling the hot dogs, we gotta chop them up into pieces. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this fork.
Okay.
To-
Okay. Sorry to
No, you
didn't cook you
good.
with a knife.
You good? We're gonna break them down. We're gonna break them down into small pieces. Then once we break them down into small pieces, I'm gonna go ahead and dump the baked bean. I'm gonna take the water out of this pot, put it here, and put the baked beans in.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna put the baked beans in. I'm gonna season them up real good. You know, it's a certain ratio of butter to ketchup to sugar you gotta put in.
Wow.
That's what it.
But you don't use a measuring cup.
No measuring cup. I'm black, so you know black people. We more so just like it's an eyeball game for us.
That's how I am in the kitchen. I'm like,
Like and just keep going till that thing tastes good. So yeah, we gonna go ahead and just go off in memory and then get them. We're gonna get them baked beans good, nice and seasoned up, and then I'm gonna dump the hot dogs inside of there.
okay.
And then it's gonna be all together in one thing. Then dump it in a bowl, and that's it.
Awesome. So while we're waiting for this boiling water to boil, hopefully sooner than later, where are you from originally?
I'm from Philly,
You're from
Philadelphia. Yep.
Is that where the love for Italian icy came in?
Yeah. So Happy Ice is Philadelphia water ice. So it's a product I was raised on. So when I came out here and noticed that the product wasn't here, I was like going through withdrawal. And I was like, oh man, like no way. I gotta introduce California to authentic Philadelphia water ice on top of me just wanting it for myself. So so that's when Happy Ice came to life, the idea, and I just went right for it.
Yeah, I'm from New York, and growing up in New York, that was the signature treat. I did not know originally until I was older that it was from Philly. I don't know if it originated from Philly or Philly had their own, and then New York had their own.
I think honestly, like, it's no real history on like Philadelphia water ice, to be honest with you, if you look it up. But I think it's just that Philly just does it a certain way. Because Italian ice and, New York, Italian ice and water ice is different. Like, water ice has, like, a certain texture to it. You get what I'm saying?
Oh, there's a difference.
Yeah,
I didn't
it's
know
a
that.
difference in the texture. So, like, Italian ice is more, like, icy. And then, like, Philadelphia water ice is more so, like, a fine, like, almost
It's super
cream.
smooth.
Like smooth, like, texture.
That's why when I eat yours, it never has a chunk in it.
Right.
In New York, if you eat them, there's a chunk. Like,
Right.
you'll bite into, like, a harder piece of
Yeah.
it. But when I eat yours, it's smooth all the way through.
Yeah, it's like a smooth texture all the way through.
Super
So it's
smooth.
like, it's a difference.
It's a difference. So you have perfected that. Awesome.
Right.
Yeah.
I've definitely perfected that. So yeah, that has been our staple in Happy Ice, that texture. A lot of people have been blown away by that.
Yeah. So did you always know since you were little you were going to get into Happy Ice, or were there like pivots along the way?
No, see, I wouldn't, like, a lot of people kind of like, I'm not stuck to one thing. Like for me, I think I'm a hustler. I call myself a hustler. Entrepreneur is the word, but I'm a hustler. You get what I'm saying? So it don't matter what I sell. I feel like whatever I set my mind to, I'm gonna do it. So like, Happy Ice was just the idea that I felt like I was filling a void in the market of California. So that's why I did that. But no, it's not. I didn't grow up thinking I was gonna do Happy Ice. I just always knew I was gonna grow up and do something. And this just happened to be, one of my first steps, and it happened to be a big step for me.
What caused the migration from Philly to Cali?
A lot just the environment that I was in. Where I'm from, it's like, it's just rough. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's rough. I looked at like basically the history of my family, and a lot of people in my family like got life in jail or either got killed. My dad got life in jail. His brother died in jail from life in jail. So it's like, and then a lot of my friends got killed growing up. And then the last thing that made me jump from Philly to LA was my brother passed away. Not from getting killed, but died in a motorcycle accident.
Okay.
And like basically my brother was a risk taker. So when he passed away, I was like, dang, I that's one of the things I took from him. And I was like, he died at 27, and I decided, man, I don't know when I'm going to pass away. So I need to go after the things that I told myself I want to do. And LA was one of the things on my list. That was a dream. And so I was like, man, I'm going for it. You know? So I just literally jumped here with nothing. I had a friend that lived in Calabasas, which was like super far. It was too far from where I was trying to work at, which is on Melrose, where the store is like at today. And so I used to sleep in a tattoo shop on Melrose.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
So it was a little bit of like semi-homelessness in there?
Yeah, semi-homelessness. It was some days where I was actually really homeless too. Where I was like, I really had to sleep in a tattoo shop because I had to sleep in a tattoo shop. Like I didn't have no other place to go.
Okay. So you went from tattoos, and then you were like, this void is here.
Yeah, and I just went after it.
What did that transition look like? Was it just stacking chips on the tattoo side to build up?
Really, so like part of me sleeping inside of the tattoo shop was the fact that, I had cash, but I didn't have cash to spend. I needed all the money that I had to put towards, a dream or a goal. You get what I'm saying? I didn't have cash flow coming in, but I had cash flow. I had cash saved from when I was in Philadelphia. So I didn't want to like burn all of that trying to, live this Los Angeles lifestyle. I was like, man, I got to figure something out so I can actually, be comfortable here. So I basically took all the money I had from tattooing and invested it all in a Happy Ice.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? So it was like, I think I at the time I probably had like around like, I would say like 40,000. Right? Wow. Because I was a popular tattoo artist in Philly. And it cost 75 to get Happy Ice started. So I was like tattooing, flying back to Philly, tattooing, just going through the whole struggle, like trying to get the rest of that money to get to what I needed to do.
Now, how did you predict that it would cost 75 grand? By the way, your food smells good already.
We getting here.
Yeah. Hopefully we won't set off some sprinklers in this building, but
we should be good.
We should be good. So how did you predict that? Were you a business? Like, did you start writing business plans? Was there a business element there?
No. I had no business experience. I struggled the whole way. I made so many mistakes starting Happy Ice. I made a mistake from the moment I started Happy Ice. The first mistake I made was I went down to the City Hall down here, and I registered for the name Happy Ice. Like when I first thought of the idea. See, but for new business owners, if you ever want to like just ensure that you can have a name, like just go reserve the name. Reserving a name is like the city will just hold it for you, and you pay like a little small fee. It'd be like $15-$20 just to reserve the name. I went down there and I actually got the name like official. So when I did that, it sent basically when I did that, it was saying I'm open for business.
Oh.
So it took me a year and a half to get Happy Ice open. So when I went to go file taxes for the first time, I had all these penalties because I didn't, I never filed from the initial time when I started the business. So I had like $3,000 in penalties, like tax penalties.
Now I thought
was like killing myself.
I thought the first year you file, because I did the same thing a bunch of times, and they eventually caught up with me, and I got liens on all my stuff. But I heard that the first year, or I was able to, and this could have been prior to your or after, somewhere in there, but the first year, usually they have a forgivable, no?
Yeah, it's like, so some of the stuff they forgave me on, but some stuff not.
They
You
were
know what I'm
like,
saying?
nope.
So yeah, so it was some stuff for sure they gave me a break on.
Okay.
I won't lie, they gave me a break on some stuff because it was like you said, first year, but
Yeah.
it was some parts of it. No, it wasn't forgivable. I
Okay.
had to go ahead
So
and
you
pay it.
lost money right
Yeah,
there.
I had to. From day one, I lost money.
Was there
You know?
ever like a move you made where you were like, okay, that's it, the pot is empty, we're done, we're not going to be able to get this ship off the ground? Or did you get it off the ground
Yes,
and then?
it was a point where I was scared. I remember I was shedding tears. So when I got here, my idea was to ship product from Philly to LA. And so I thought that all I needed. So when I got here, I made the decision of, okay, I actually want to make the product myself. That way I don't have to rely on somebody to send me product, because if they slip up, then it'll shut down the whole business because I won't have product. So I had to save the money up to get the machines. And long story short, the first day that we decided to do like a little soft opening with our friends or whatever, the machines didn't work.
Oh no.
So it was like I was already getting like hammered so bad by health department. When I first got the truck, I had got the truck built from Philly and bring it here, and the health code regulations are totally different. So the truck wasn't able to get passed from health inspection. They made me like redo all the stuff in the truck. I didn't have the money for that, you know. So like,
Yeah,
so
gosh.
now I'm like losing my mind. Like I'm stressed the hell out, and it's like, you know. So I had to like grind up, try and make some more money to pay for the renovations to the truck so it can pass health.
And when you're
department.
grinding, you're tattooing
I'm
this whole time?
tattooing, yes. I'm tattooing. So I'm like either like trying to fly here. I'm like not sleeping, honestly. Like I'm like flying to this football player to tattoo him because they like paying chunks of cash. I'm like going back to Philly. I'm like going here. Then I go and spend the money. And I'm like, and it's like, so I'm like making, it's all these things that just like hit me at one time. And like the truck happened, this happened. And then I go to have like a little soft opening and like the machine's not working.
Yeah.
So like we got people there, no product at the little soft opening, and like we had to go get an electrician and try and figure this out and figure it out to see what's wrong with the machine. And finally we got one of the machines to work a little bit, and it still wasn't good because we brung down like slush ice. Like it wasn't
okay.
like it was like all bad, and it was just thing after thing. And I just remember like sitting there, and my grandmom and them flew out, and I just was sitting there. I just broke down crying.
Did you actually cry? I was about to ask, was there a point where you were like tears and everything?
I broke down crying. Like I just broke down crying.
And then what were their words of encouragement at the time? Because I know they had some kind of words, right?
Yeah, my grandma, she's always been super supportive. Even she would also support me financially. Like I know, like it's multiple people in the world that like got that one person that like come through them for sometimes. That was my grandma. So she just was more so like she was a business owner herself. So like I'm like breaking down crying. Like I don't know about all the trials that you go through, right? And like she has been through those things, so she looking at me like, Lemeir, this is a part of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and she just let me know, like pull it together. This is a part of the game. Like you want to be in this life. This is a part of it. You got to make it through these moments right here. She's like, you got it. Pull it together. She said, look, I'm gonna let you get 5 minutes, but in 5 minutes, you better wrap this up. And we gotta get back to it.
Nice.
So
nice.
She always been that type of person. She always say like, okay, when you in those moments, give yourself a time limit. I'm gonna give you a time of you letting it out, and then when that time done, you gotta wrap it up and we gotta keep going. So I got my little 5 minutes, I wrapped it up, we hopped up and we kept going.
Nice. Now, was there ever a point you were driven to a like probably the most scandalous thing? Because I feel like on that journey, you are always there's like the angel on one side and the devil's on the other side, and you're at that crossroads, and then you have the devil knocking on the door like, I have this one scandalous opportunity that will get you over the milestone. Did you have one of those, and are you comfortable sharing?
I mean, I wouldn't say scandalous because like I'm a firm believer in like things come back. You get what I'm saying? So like I don't steal from people. I'm an honest person. You get what I'm saying? Like so, but I did take one major shortcut that if I did not do it, it probably wouldn't be Happy Ice today. I had went and got a townhouse, like a little townhouse, like 3-story townhouse, and I knew my plan. I had to find a townhouse that had a garage. You know what I'm saying? because I was like, all right, if I get a townhouse, we can live in there, and also we can turn like the other couple floors into like inventory, like holding stuff, like cups, napkins.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I need a garage because I need like a place to make the product. So of course, like everybody know, like you not supposed to be making product
No.
inside of a house, like
No.
health department. That's not it.
Yeah.
But I promise I was totally sanitary. Like the garage is probably more sanitary than people's stores. I guarantee, because people's stores be raggedy. Like I had this thing set up like a real laboratory. So I couldn't afford to go get a store. So I had the house as like our office space. To store all our different cups and like products and inventory, and then also was making product inside the garage. And I had like freezers in the garage. I had like 3-phase converters for the electric to like run the machines.
Wow.
And like I turned it into a full laboratory, and like that's what I was able to. I used that for honestly like for the first probably like year and a half, like 2 years of Happy Ice to like get it going. And that really took me over the edge. Like sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. You get what I'm saying?
Definitely have to. So what are the next steps in this meal? What do we have to do next?
All right, so now we really good. These hot dogs done got to a point they done bust open. So
is that how they're supposed to look?
Oh yeah,
Oh, okay. Just making sure.
Especially, I like it when they look like this.
Okay. What
we gonna do now? Once they come out, I go ahead and I cut this up. These already like pretty much split. So I'm just gonna cut them down the middle.
Awesome.
I'm just gonna break these into little pieces.
Oh, and they look soft.
Yeah.
That looks good.
Break them into little pieces.
So while you're breaking them, I've seen Will Smith. Actually, I was at a party the other day at a friend's house, and I was hanging out with a celebrity, and I was talking about you. And I was like, oh yeah, you guys got to bring your kids. You guys have to try Happy Ice. It's amazing. Promise you won't regret it. And then she looked in her phone. She's like, wait a minute. We've been there. I'm tagged on the Instagram. I love this place.
Yeah.
But what was the celebrity where you were like, oh my God, I got this phone call for this gig? And you've done a lot. I've seen Will Smith's one, which was pretty.
I was about to say Will Smith. That right there, it's that one takes the cake. That one takes the cake. But if I had to say one, that one takes the cake. Is one, he from Philly, right? And like anybody moving from Philadelphia to California, automatically people like refer that to a Will Smith story. Like, West Philadelphia, born and raised. So it's like, like we get to like, and I'm from West Philly and he from Overbrook, which is in West Philly. So like, it's like, I'm from West Philadelphia, born and raised. So it's like the whole story matches like perfecto, right? So it's like, just to have interacted with them, and like that was just a big moment, because like he's been inspiring to us the whole time. You get what I'm saying? Like he's been the most inspiring person for Philadelphia for like decades. Like we got Kevin Hart now and like Meek Mill and stuff, but like Will Smith is like the icon, the face of Philadelphia, realistically. So
what did that call look like when you got it?
Man, it was for Jada's birthday. I wasn't even sure if we were gonna see Will Smith. It was for Jada's birthday. And so I made it real special. I made like a menu for her. Like this is none of the stuff she requested. I just did it because I was like, man, it's Jada. Like Will Smith, Jada. Like everybody know. You get what I'm saying? So I'm like, man, I gotta go all out. So I made a special menu. I made a special flavor for Red Table Raspberry. I made like a raspberry flavor water ice just for her. And we got there and we went to their crib. Crib is like super nice. They like basically like turned their like house into a production facility. Like they turned it into like a Warner Brothers. It's like crazy how they got it set up. And and then we end up serving everybody. Then she comes out and I'm like, oh snaps, there go Jada. You know what I'm saying? I let her like, look, check out the menu. She's like, oh, she's super happy to see the menu. And then I see Will and I'm like, oh shit, he's here. Like, you know what I'm saying? I thought he would be here too. Cause I'm like, it's her birthday. Like, why would he be here for her birthday? This is his wife. So it was just, I was like, oh shit, it's happening, right? And then we get to talking, and like the producers, like his producers that work for Westbrook or whatever, like they are like super fans of Happy Ice too. So like they couldn't hold in the story of like my story of being from Philly. So they started like pretty much just like telling my whole story to like them. They like, damn, like for real, and it's owned by you. And they like, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, it's black owned. They like, what? They like, man, let's show this brother some love. We gonna post him on our Instagram. And then they just start pulling like all the little directors from Westbrook or whatever, and was like, look, shoot that part of the thing, shoot that, and it just turned like a whole thing. Like out
Wow.
of nowhere. It was like,
So amazing.
and then they just started interviewing me like in front of the truck, and I'm like, this is fucking fake. And like me and Danielle, cause my wife there, cause you know of course she from Philly too, so I'm like, babe, you gotta come to this gig, right?
Did you surprise her with it and just say, hey, we're going somewhere?
Nah, I told her. I was like, babe, Will Smith and them hit us up. We gotta go together.
Yeah.
So like she came along with me, and like we just like after it's over, we like looking at each other at their house, and we like, did that just happen? And we like, yo, they really about to post this? And sure enough, next day they posted this on Instagram. It was crazy.
And then you also did like Jason Derulo, I believe, right?
Yeah, Jason, that was cool as hell too.
How does that impact your business? Does it help it with?
Oh yeah, all that stuff helps. Like all that stuff helps like a lot, like super a lot. Like honestly, social media is the biggest platform. Like anybody that's trying to figure out how to get their business out there, like social media is for sure the thing that they should be focused on, figuring out how they can take social media to the next level. Because Happy Ice, honestly, at this point, can go anywhere in the world. Yeah. It's nowhere we can't go where we won't be successful at this point. You get what I'm saying? And it's because there's so much like love we get from the celebrities. Like I was tattooing recently, like, cause I barely tattoo, but I was tattooing recently. A quick story, and the person I was tattooing has like a foundation in Africa. And I was like, damn, you think Happy Ice do good in Africa? And she's like, yeah. So we started like attacking like how that could work. And I was like, damn, what do they charge over there? So I can kind of like figure out what my profit margin would be, what's labor cost. So she ended up calling on our people from Africa and was like, hey, yo, like, what is like a popular ice cream spot in where you at in Africa, and like what they normally charge? And the girl like, they like this super popping spot, it's like maximum $3 in US dollars. And and we like, oh yeah, and she like, why you ask? And she was like, oh, my friend Happy Ice that own Happy Ice, he right here, he was thinking about coming. And the girl was like, no fucking way. And she like, what? She like, Happy Ice? No, you talking about Happy Ice? And she like, yeah, Happy Ice. She was like, you not with them, you not with that guy.
What?
And she like, yes I am. So she FaceTime her, and the girl starts screaming like, oh my God, it's really you. And she like, if you bring Happy Ice to Africa, it would go crazy. Like, all the celebrities post your stuff. We all know about Happy Ice. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's
like,
amazing.
Is this serious right now? Like,
yeah.
Africa, bro. Like, social media is like...
You guys did great with your social media,
like,
though.
Social media is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
Whenever I'm trying to find you guys or hunt you down, I'll either... If I'm not by Melrose or by one of your stores, I'll try and track where's the truck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that social media, you can't top that. But if I would say like a celebrity, I was like, Will Smith, like I said, he took the cake. But I was super surprised and like hype about doing a catering for Travis Barker. We did something for his daughter, and like I have a bunch of tattoos. Honestly, if it wasn't for Travis Barker, I probably wouldn't be tatted like this.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
okay.
Like he's like the icon of tattoos. Yeah. So like, yeah, man. So like, I got to go to his crib, and it was so crazy when I froze when I saw him.
Oh.
I super froze. Like I had like a perfect moment to like actually like say something, and like I froze. Wow. I kept on walking. I was like, oh my fucking God. When I walked by, I was like, dude, I didn't take it. I didn't say something. I'm like, what happened? It was like, I could have said something. I froze. Like, I guess I was starstruck, I guess. I don't know. Like, but yeah. Yeah.
My biggest, most favorite artist, celebrity of all time is Jay-Z. Oh, and I had an opportunity to work with him, and they just kind of threw me in front of him. Yeah. And the only word that could form was butter. And everybody was like, speak, and I was just like, butter. Yo, that was it. They were like, butter. That's like, the best you could come up with.
Bro, it's crazy. I saw Jay-Z before too. We did a catering for Diddy for his twins' birthday. They rented out like a skating ring. And I saw Jay-Z there. He was with Blue. It was cool. We had the Kardashians was there. The Kardashians was like, her kids was like killing Happy Ice. They was like murdering it. So that was dope. But yeah, Hov was like very calm and chill.
Yeah,
like,
he's super chill. Yeah, and I feel like when he looks at you in your eyes, like he's searching for your soul, and you're like, you're not expecting that.
I would love to have a real moment with him. When I saw him there, I was just like, I was catering, so I couldn't really like bust it up with him. But like, if I could bust it up with Hov, I would for sure like have a lot to say.
So do you feel like success is here for Happy Ice and yourself and your family, or do you feel like there's another milestone, and what does success actually look like for you now?
I mean, success for me, to be honest with you, like things of success, but like for me, like successful to me is like really making sure that the generation after me is good. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't really have like a lot to do with like money, but more so like me taking my time and like really going, as Nipsey would say, like going through this marathon and like really learning every step of making money, of creating a business. So that way, like my daughter and everybody else, I can teach them like all the steps. You get what I'm saying? Because like the lack of knowledge is the real reason why people aren't successful. It don't really have to do with people not having a good idea. A lot of people do have good ideas, but they don't understand how to really execute that idea, how to make that thing come to reality. What steps do you have to take? What steps shouldn't you take? You know what I'm saying? So like success to me is really just like taking my time and learning every aspect of it and how to do how to really take every step the right way, and then being able to teach that to everybody that I know, that I'm surrounded with, and helping them become millionaires. You know what I'm saying? That's really where I'm gonna get a lot. That's when I'm gonna really feel successful. I'm gonna really feel like the man when I can like help everybody else get
Like
to
when
the
your
next
whole
level.
crew
Yeah, like
is blossoming.
crew, family. Like after me, I don't want no like poverty or like poor, broke meals. That's just all gonna be optional. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that won't happen no more. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like everybody will
Broke
have
meals will just be this fun.
yeah, the fun stuff. Like everybody will have the opportunity and have the resources and knowledge to be successful. As they would say, like I don't want to teach everybody to fish. That's my success. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
So yep, that's what it is for me. But Happy Ice got a lot going on. If we want to talk money wise, yeah, we got a lot happening.
Yeah. How can people join the Happy Ice Club?
What you mean, like, as far as like,
What's the next steps
oh
for
yeah,
Happy
one of the
Ice?
next steps is like, as far as like business wise, business like that type of success, franchising.
So you're gonna get into franchising.
We're gonna get into franchising. So I'm gonna do corporate owned, but I'm also gonna do franchise, and I'm gonna let other people come on board. And I'm actually looking to like, I'm actually gonna have like, it's gonna be two parts of franchising. One where it's like it's just the regular way, right? Mm-hmm. But it's a lot of people who are like more capable of creating a successful business and putting the time and energy into it that don't have the capital for it. Mm-hmm. We actually fund the trucks for people that don't have the funds to do it, but they have the willpower, and they have like the drive, the passion, and even people be having the knowledge, you know, to like run a company and build, but just don't have the funds. So I want to help put those people in position, because it's hard, you know, it's hard to get that type of capital, you know. You
put a lot of sugar and cinnamon in this. This is gonna look very interesting.
Oh no, the thing I'm about to put the most in there is butter.
Wow. So for all y'all listeners, I just watched him put a ton of sugar and cinnamon.
That wasn't a lot of sugar. That you put like, you know, this not even a shot of alcohol.
Okay, so almost a shot of sugar, and now we're watching a bunch of chunks of butter. This looks like it's gonna taste really good, but this is not something you'd eat if you want an Instagram body.
No, oh no, this is not.
I wasn't too sure if you ate this with bread or if you just ate it just like this.
Definitely with a piece of bread. That's funny. I had a piece of bread with it yesterday.
Really?
Yeah.
I have bread in the bag.
Yeah, I definitely eat it with a piece of bread.
All right. Well, today I guess we're gonna go without bread, but yeah, it looks and smells delicious.
Oh yeah, this is it. This is it.
And you ate this last night.
Last night.
So does your wife make this for you sometimes?
All the time.
Okay. Like, well, you guys grew up and you moved here from Philly together?
Together. Yep.
That's awesome. Mm-hmm. A lot of successful men I see have their wives or their girlfriends. It's definitely a team effort. Do you feel like she played a pivotal role in
what? Yes, definitely. definitely. When we first started Happy Ice, like everything was from scratch. So like I was thinking brand in the beginning, but I didn't have the money to invest into like things that make a brand. So like to make a brand, what you need like branded napkins, branded spoons, branded cups, like all these different things, and I didn't have that. So like, just to give you an example, like we used to go off like 3 hours of sleep, especially me all the time, and she would do the same thing with me at a lot of times, right? Because we used to have to make the product, you know. Let me give you a quick walkthrough of our day.
Please do.
We would wake up in the morning. We had to wake up around like 7:30, right? 7:30, get ready, get to the actual truck, the Happy Ice truck at the commissary around like 9. Hop on the truck, take the truck out, and be at the location on Melrose by 10 because we had to get there before Melrose got busy because there wouldn't be no parking spots, right? So we'll get there by 10, right? Before everybody get there, get a parking spot. We'll open up around 11. So we'll be open, and when we first opened, we didn't really know about business hours. That wasn't even a thing. You know what I'm saying? We just was like, man, we just open. Whenever it slow down, we gonna close, right?
Yeah.
So
once it drops to $0 an hour, okay.
But we had, matter of fact, we had a closing time and not really an opening time. So we decided to stay open late because it was a wing spot on the corner. So we just stay open. So remember, we was up at 7, got down there at 10 a.m. We used to close at 10 a.m. So we used to me and her used to put in 12-hour shift.
Wow.
At 10 p.m. when we closed, we had to drive back to the commissary. We had to clean up and drive back to the commissary. Let's say we walking in the house at 11:30. Wow. At 11:30, she would go right to the kitchen and start labeling cups. We had like stickers, like transparent stickers with Happy Ice on them. And she would like start labeling cups to replace the cups that we had sold that day. And I would go down in the basement and start making the ice. Yeah. So she would be up doing the cups. I'd be down there doing that. She'll be counting the cash. And she would probably, let's say she ended and was ready to go to sleep like around like 2. And then sometimes I'd be ready at 2, but a lot of times I have to go to like 5, like especially for weekends because we had busy weekends. So I'd be up to 5 in the morning. Then I get like a couple hours of sleep, maybe like 2, 3, and hop right back up and do it all over again. Wow. And this was me and her all day. So like, if I didn't have her there to do like the other pieces, like, man, I don't know, like that would have been more of a struggle for me, like trying to figure out how can I do all that. And I'm not sure, you know, I probably would have worked it out, but it would have been like, I don't know. I couldn't even tell you. And I'm happy I never found out neither because I had her. So.
Yeah, I love hearing like the husband-wife duos and.
Yeah, and she deserves credit for sure. Sure. And I wouldn't have it no other way. You get what I'm saying? And like, I take a lot of pride. In my wife. You get what I'm saying? Because on top of like this whole business thing, like I would call myself, I guess people would call me like an influencer. You get what I'm saying? Like the person I'm really inspired by is like somebody like LeBron. You get what I'm saying? Like I want to be like I want to attach myself to his image of like businessman who also take pride in his family. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like he don't, like when have we heard about LeBron in the news about cheating on his wife or you know what I'm saying, or like being disloyal to her, disrespecting her. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Like he's always super respectful. So like I take pride in my wife. She's been along this journey, and I want to just like be like another version of him. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, so. And
that's cool because that is a true statement. I know as a woman watching that, you're like, wow, that's a beautiful thing. I pray to God my man, you know, can see the value in that.
Yeah.
Now let's try this meal.
Yes, baked beans and hot dogs.
Here we go. Thank you so much for feeding us.
You first.
Thank you.
You got some turkey and beef in there.
That's good. I'm hungry.
All right.
I've been smelling this.
Oh, I put mine on the plate.
No. Well, hey, it doesn't matter.
It all works.
All right, here goes the test. Let's see if his eye seasoning skills is good. Ready? Oh my gosh. This is fire.
There we go.
This is so good.
There we go. Yep.
This is so good. I feel bad for the crew that is not trying this.
Baked beans and hot dogs. I'm telling you.
Yo, this is so delicious.
It don't matter how much money you make. You can always go back to a baked bean and hot dog. And
you can taste the cinnamon and sugar.
Yeah, and you could put this thing like tomorrow, same time, heat this thing up, put a little water in there, loosen that up a little bit, microwave it. It's gonna taste the same. It might taste better. It's like spaghetti.
Thank you so much, Lemeir, for coming out and feeding us an amazing dish on Eating While Broke, and I hope to see you soon.
Was it surprisingly good, though?
It was absolutely amazing. I'm definitely going to make this at my house.
For sure.
And we're going to put this recipe probably on our sites and online, and you know, hopefully one day it'll be added to the happy ice menu.
Right. Well, I thank you for having me. I appreciate it. I appreciate all opportunities, and I appreciate this one because you built a platform of inspiring others. So, you know, I'm always happy to be a part of something like that.
All right, perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.